boyfriend for the night.
Always stay away from him. Wait a minute, wait a minute.
My second reunion, the first one that I went to was 55th, and I'm excited to be here for the 60th.
So Larry Lawman, and you're on Facebook a lot. I see you all the time.
I'm on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
My latest thing is I'm a volunteer for the Folsom Historic District. That's where this is all about.
Oh, really?
I dress up in 1800s clothes and walk around the historic district. Lots of fun. Get to meet a lot of people, see a lot of big smiles, meet a lot of young people. Really fun.
All right. Hey. Keith McDonald.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Larry
Lawman.
Bonte Jennings. I have lived here in Sacramento and Carmichael and Elk Grove. I'm a teacher. I'm married to my husband for 60 years. My husband, Jeff. Hello, hello.
And I'm Sherry's friend from way back when. We were best buddies in high school, and we were actually neighbors at one point. But she and I and Jeff have kind of stayed in touch a little bit through the years, so it's fun.
And Dixie's been really big in the Capitol. She was
Yeah, I worked at the state capitol for many, many years. I worked for committees there, a local government committee. So I worked for, I started with, that lieutenant governor. Anyway, thank you for filming us. I don't know that there's much more we can say, right? But happy 60th to us, right?
I'm so glad we're still here to be friends.
Yeah.
And we've stayed in touch.
Sherry actually gave me a call to see if I was coming tonight. And I thought, you know what, I probably should go.
Rollin Coxe, standing here with Charlie Smith and his wife from class of 61, and it's Ray Jean Smith. I have a Charlie Smith story that I have shared with people for, 60 years, that happened in PE. Charlie doesn't even know me, I don't think, but I told this story to Jim Birdwell at one of the reunions and a few others. So here's the deal. Charlie had a motorcycle, and I mean it was a motorcycle back in high school that he drove to school, right? Okay, so I had to change PE class. I was cautioned by some students to watch out for Charlie Smith. I guess you must have been in that class and they were warning me about Charlie Smith because he sneaks up behind guys and yanks down their gym shorts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Was this true or was this a... So anyway, I was... Yeah, he's not going to admit. So I was ready, and I was really cautious, and I was nervous. And someone came up behind me. I heard this voice that says, and it was my own mentality at the moment. It sounded like a sinister voice. It's like, "Hi, Rollin," like he was ready to jump on me. It wasn't you, but I was ready, and I turned around. I had my fists in the air, and it was Jim Birdwell. And it was an innocent hi, and so I had to apologize for my reaction. I thought you were someone else. I did tell Jim Birdwell this story at one of the reunions. I don't think I've ever met you or talked to you back in the... Okay, well, I've done all the talking. I told my story, so...
Well, I have nothing to add. You did a good job. I did a real good job.
What I did?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Telling the story? Well, I think you did a good job intimidating everyone. And I don't know if that's true or not, you know, what they were saying. I just know what I heard and how it really scared me. Okay, got it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, we're standing here with Mike Simmons, who we've known, obviously, for more than 60 years.
More than 60 years.
More than 60 years. because I remember you back maybe 8th grade at Jonas Salk, I'm not sure.
Yes, we were there.
Yeah. And all through those years. Okay, what was your career? Are you still working, or are you retired? Or?
I retired about 4 years ago. I went to chiropractic college back in Iowa, and I've been a chiropractor for 50 years practicing.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You told me that one time at one of the reunions.
Yeah.
I said, a chiropractor? I mean, it's like,
well,
I didn't expect that.
Well, nobody did.
Yeah.
I think maybe a prison person, but...
There we go. So, you were popular back then. You did, as I remember, you were...
Yeah, I always played baseball with you guys when we were playing Pony League and stuff.
My brother.
Your brother, yeah, I got 4 hits on him one night, and he wanted to kill me.
He almost killed you. What do you mean?
Well, no, he was mad at me because nobody hit him 4 times in an evening.
I doubt he even knew it.
Oh yeah, he was a good ball player. I really had a good time.
Those were good days. And
They were.
I watched a lot of his games. I played baseball.
Did you?
Recent years, vintage baseball.
Vintage baseball.
Not vintage by the age of the players, but by the age of the sport. It's like recreating the age of the players too, in my case.
Yeah. Yeah, you playing hardball?
Well, it was hardball, but a little bit different. It was like year 1886. And
Oh, okay.
there were some differences, and it was a lot of fun. I was in my 60s, and I reached 70 as an active player.
All right.
And so,
that's great.
well, and the thing is, I didn't have to be good. I got applauded just for showing up. And I think I probably would have gotten the Willie Mack Award if they had something like that for inspiring players, because no one wants to be showed up by an old man.
Oh, that's true.
When I got a hit, they all hit.
Yeah.
I started some rallies.
I played until I was 50. And then when I went out in my last year that I played, I was playing out at Fair Oaks. We were playing slow pitch softball. And I walk out and I look out on the field, and all the kids I coached in junior high and high school, they were all playing. And I marched out in the field and I said, look, you all owe me. Nobody takes me out. I play second base. You got it? And they said, okay, we're not going to do anything to you. And they missed me. They left me alone the whole night. But they beat the crud out of us, man.
So you coached?
Yeah, I coached baseball, and I coached 17 years of soccer.
Oh, through school? Were you a teacher?
No, I coached competitive soccer all the way up to under 21s. Yeah, had a lot of good players in Sacramento. I started here with under 10 kids. Never played the game, just learned how by reading lots of books and figuring it out, because they're all sports are the same if you got more than one guy involved. But then eventually I got involved in competitive with traveling teams, and we went all over the place.
Oh, man, that's great career. I mean, multi-career, chiropractor and all this extra stuff.
4 nights a week, and Saturdays and Sundays. But it was a love. My wife coached for I think 8 or 9 years. She was a good, and then I coached. She had an under 30 women's soccer team from Carmichael, and I ended up coaching that for 15 years.
Well, I coached Little League for 13 years, and then ironically, 20 years after that, because when I was coaching, I was wishing I could play.
Right.
Because I didn't play anything but Little League 1 year. So 20 years later, I'm out there playing, and I played for like from 06 to 24. No, not 24, to 20.
Wow,
So
that's great.
About 15 years, yeah.
Yeah, that's great, man. It's a good thing we lasted so long. I always say it kept me young.
Well,
You had to chase a whole bunch of 15, 16, 18-year-old kids around a soccer field.
Trying to keep up with.
Oh.
We played a high school team, us guys. At our age, we had one guy in his 20s, maybe a couple. Most of us were 30s and 40s, and then of course me, I was in my 60s. But we played a softball, high school team one time.
Wow.
Which was this team that one of the players had been involved with years ago, and so we were facing a pretty good high school pitcher, and no one had hit him. I was batting last, and I got the first hit, and it was in my zone, and I smacked it good. I think I got 2 hits off this guy. And
that's great.
Weren't hitting, but
That's great because did you watch the game the other night? that walk-off home run for the Dodgers.
I heard it last night.
Oh, it was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. When he hit the ball, he knew it was gone.
Oh man, a walk-off grand slam in the World Series. I mean, there's not that many of them. I don't know if that's ever happened.
I don't know either. I quit following baseball when they went on strike a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And I took a hiatus for a while because I figured anytime a guy could make $67,000 playing a ball game on a Sunday afternoon and play two of them, make 125 grand, and I didn't make that a year, right?
Yeah.
Bobby, I'm with Denise Rigetti. She was a bridesmaid at Dick and our wedding in 1964. 1964.
The year we graduated.
Say hi to Bobby Clement.
Bobby!
Yes.
Where are you? You should have
Spain.
flown the coop and come over the pond and joined us.
Good. That was awesome. Because you got to send Bobby this. You have to, Rollin. And this is Mike Simmons.
Do you remember?
He went to
Mike Simmons.
He went to Thomas South with us.
So to my left is Marilee Sampson. I remember the name Marilee more than I remember Sampson. So my classes, I did a lot of math. Mr. Dutton.
Yeah.
Did you have him?
Remember him. Very serious man.
Then you were probably in some way. I took algebra. I had him 3 years. I did algebra 1, algebra 2, and solid geometry and trig.
Yeah.
You did all those?
Yeah.
Okay.
My father was an engineer and said you will take math.
Okay. So we had classes, and Lysandra Nareau. Now you were in my 6th grade class.
Winterstein.
Was it? Yeah, it was Winterstein.
Yeah,
There we go.
Winterstein School.
I'm looking at the light. It catches you when you face this way. There. So, yeah, Mr. Thomas, right?
Yes.
And 7th.
Good memory.
7th grade, Mr. Winslow and Gunner.
Yes.
I had Winslow.
Yes.
But I do remember your name, and I remember Mr. Thomas, who would enunciate your name, Lysandra Nareau.
Oh, you have such a good memory.
Thomas was good, but he wouldn't make it today because he was too rough on the kids. He would beat up boys when they're bad.
Oh dear.
Did you ever see that?
No.
He would get physical.
Oh.
He'd shake them and run them up against the door and knock them down.
Wow.
And I think the guys liked it though.
Oh.
You know, but that wouldn't fly now.
That would never happen today. Yeah.
So
what are you doing today? Besides talking to us?
My arm is getting tired.
Can I help you?
Oh yeah, that little extra weight would.
Here, let me hold it there.
Okay, so so you asked me what I'm doing today. Well, I'm going to be going on a trip later this year to Mississippi. I've got a friend that needs a ride who is moving there and has a van going out, and I'm driving her. And on the same trip, I'm going to see the young classic country singer Mason Ramsey. Probably never heard of him, but he's like going to be 18 years old, and he's like a Ricky Nelson or an Elvis Presley, you know, contemporary. So I'm doing that, and then I did a career in photography. Why am I doing all the talking? It's supposed to be you.
Because you're interesting.
I did photography until about 04, and then I went into cement work because I adopted a 10-year-old, and my photography took me out of state too much.
Okay.
So I started doing the family business of cement work, which I did for about a good 20 years, 25 years. So what about you? Marriage-wise, children-wise?
Yes, my name is Lysandra, and I married a wonderful person called Roger, and it will be 55 years. We have 6 children and 9 grandchildren, and I was a social worker for about 25 years.
Wow.
Yes, and I loved what I did, and I'm happy to be here.
This is a great night. Great night.
It is a great night.
Here at our 60th reunion for Encina High School, everybody looks wonderful. People haven't aged. It's awesome. Everybody looks great. Have a good time.
My name is David Jackson,
I'm alive. I'm breathing air. That's my favorite story.
Did you play baseball?
I played nothing.
Any sports?
I played hot rods.
Hot rods.
Hot rods.
Oh, that's good. What did you have back then?
I had a 40 Ford Coupe.
Really?
Competition orange.
I have a 50 Plymouth that I still have.
Well, I got a 39 Ford convertible now.
Is that right? Does it run?
Sure it runs. It's got a 500 horsepower supercharged motor in it.
Did you bring it?
No. It's home in a garage. Covered up.
Hello, Encina alumni. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's amazing how many classmates we still have here. But anyway, thank you for inviting us, and we're here to enjoy the festivities. Thank you.
Okay, well, I got just a short little story, you know, back when Paul and I were sophomores, and we had gone to a basketball game to our, you know, arch rivals, the El Camino Eagles, and we had taken a look to see everything that we were going to be doing in the next week, 10 days, maybe the next 2 weeks, the next time they had a basketball game, and we decided, along with some upperclassmen, to take their banner. And so after the basketball game, that's exactly what we did. I took the banner, gave it to one of the upperclassmen, who gave it to Paul. We got in his car and drove away. It was supposed to be a secret that nobody knew exactly what we did, and we swore to each other that we wouldn't tell anyone. And guess what? One of the upperclassmen finked on us, and so we got called into Bassett's office, and he told us, hey, we know you're real nice guys, and you know, you'll never do it again, but just bring it back to us and everything will be fine. Well, we did bring it back. But what we did when we bring it back, all of us together walked it through the cafeteria that morning so everyone could see that we had stolen that banner. And that's my short story. Thank you, and you guys have a great time at the reunion. Okay, he gave him up. Yes, it was Paul Jajorian. We were the two underclassmen that were involved in this small heist.
I could have edited that out if you want. No, that's fine. Okay, we just told that story.
It's wonderful being here for this reunion, and we hope there are a few more. Fun to see everyone. How about you, Kim?
Yes, I'm enjoying seeing everyone, and I wish there was more people here, but it's very nice to see the ones that are here. Hard to believe it's been 60 years.
Keith, this is a great time. We're having a time. Dorian, I'm coming after him. That's Paul Dorian over there. That was good. And Chef Rath. I remember your name. That's all I.
That's amazing.
Well, do you remember me?
Yes, I remember you, but I also remember seeing you at every reunion we've been at too. I don't go back to that part of my life very often.
Well, these reunions help.
Oh yeah.
Have you been to others?
Been all of them.
All of them? Well, that's you and me both.
Yeah, I think I've been to all of them. And I am on Facebook, but I don't spend a lot of time there.
Do I have you on my?
Yeah, I've seen a few things. I think you've been to Keith, and and then he books them to me. It's
Okay.
under Reed. It's Ann Reed is what my Facebook page is.
Well, I'll check and see if I have you on my friend list, and if not, I'll send you one.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here's Paul Jadorian again.
Oh no! Oh no! They're coming again! Oh no!
There we go.
Well, hello. So I'm happy to see everybody, and they all look pretty good for being 78, 79 years old. So let's hope we all see each other again in another 10 years.
Paul Jadorian is a singer. He and Harvey Sanford.
Yeah, we
Both sing.
we had a singing group together, and then we were also in the choir with the choir director Jack. I can't remember.
Oh, Carey.
Jack Carey.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I remember I have a Jack Carey story, and I saw him a couple times in recent years at some of these high school functions. I've told him my story, and he does not remember. At one of the rallies in the gym for a basketball game, Jack Carey, the music teacher, got out there and gave a pep talk to each class in turn about how to cheer effectively.
Oh yeah, and save their voices too.
Do you remember that? Him doing that?
No, I don't, but I remember other things that he did.
So that would be a Carey thing to do, right?
Yeah.
But he was out there saying, you don't just say, let's go, big team, let's go. It sounds like mush, he was saying. No one will understand you. You have to be staccato. Let's go, big team, let's go. And they will hear that.
Yeah.
I remember that so well.
He was a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
I miss him. Yeah. Well, thank you, Roland.
Okay. In 62?
In 64.
Oh, really?
And I was the number 7 man, and the coach played 6 players, so I averaged about 30 seconds a game. But I got to say I was on one of the best teams ever in the history of Sacramento.
The 64 team?
64 team.
I thought it was the 62. I guess
No, the 63 team.
Or maybe it was 63.
They lost 2 games. 64 team lost none.
There was one year that they went statewide or something. I thought it was 62. It could have been 63. But Jim Akins, I remember, Norm Siepken, you know.
Jim Akins, Neil Smith,
Yeah.
Carl, whatever. We had 3 D1 players of the 64 team.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Akins went on to the ABA and the NBA.
Well, I remember when we beat El Camino for the first time.
Yeah.
I was at that game, and it was such a big deal. Everyone was just, they were floating on a cloud after the game. The Rooters section, which was dressed in white.
Well, my memory about beating El Camino was, I think we beat them that night. I think it was my junior. I wasn't, so I wasn't in the game. We were playing at El Camino, and it was such a big game that we left school like 2:30 when it got out. We went straight to El Camino to get in line for the game. And then my girlfriend and I, Printa Berry at the time, we got to the point where we'd waited like 4 or 5 hours, and we were going to get in, and we said, it's just so crazy. We didn't go in, and we went out and listened to the game on the radio. Anyway, but I don't remember if we won, but I think we might have. Anyway, yeah, those were fun times.
Yeah.
So you were part of the class of 64?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't a big shot or anything.
You worked in the...
I was not a big shot.
Well, I wasn't either, you know.
Well,
but,
basketball team. And
well, yeah, but like I said, don't forget, I was 7th man on a 6-man team. And anyway, those were good times.
They were.
So where do you live now?
I live in Io. Now, you probably know my brother. He played varsity. I mean, he wasn't, one of the main guys. They called him Woody Cox.
The name sounds familiar. He played where?
Well, he played varsity. I think it was in probably 63.
Oh, okay.
I think he was on that 63.
Oh, it does sound familiar.
Yeah.
So are you still in the area now?
Yeah, we both live in Io.
Okay. Yeah, it's amazing how many people here are still living within, 50, 75 miles.
I know. It's amazing.
Which is nice. I mean,
we have some overseas,
Pardon me?
We have some classmates overseas.
Oh, really?
Bobby Clement.
Bobby Clement.
We called her Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Madrid, I think.
So how much you paying her? Is she related to you?
No, but I'm elated that she's doing this.
Hey, nice talking.
All right. That was great.
great.
750,000 miles?
Yeah,
And did you put them all on yourself?
I did totally. I bought it new in '87.
Did you ever replace the transmission?
I did at about 500,000. And it's the HF model. If you're familiar with the CRX.
Yeah.
It got me close to 50 miles, sometimes over better than 50 miles per gallon.
Even with the tree landing on it, they should have given you some kind of recognition.
I should do that. I should go to Honda, do that story.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Okay. For the show, because I introduce everyone, I interview everyone, and this is Susan Westover, and the new last name
Shahan.
Shahan. When I say the new name, how long has that been your name?
57 years.
57 years.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Do you remember any classes in particular? You say you remember me. Do you remember any specific classes?
Yes. My music classes were very special with Mr. Carey and Spanish class.
I didn't do Spanish. I did German.
Oh.
But I was in a lot of math classes. Do you remember Lee and Tracy?
I do. Civics, they were great, weren't they?
They
Government.
were so funny. I got bad grades in history, but I loved the class because they were such a comic pair.
Dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Fantastic
nice to have
reunion tonight.
Oh, it's wonderful. The turnout.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
For a 60-year reunion, I mean, there must have been 100 with spouses.